What's up, guys? Back here again with another quick video. I just want to do an update. I've been kind of getting a decent amount of comments about this particular tank here. This is the Imagitarium 6.8 frameless Aquarium that I have set up as a nano saltwater tank. Let me just kind of do the update first, and I'm pleased to say everything. Probably in the span of about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. Since I've put fish in it, all total, it's been about probably a month and a half that I initially set it up till now. Everything seems to be doing pretty well. Let me think. First off, I love the way the tank looks. You guys have heard me say that before. The fish are active. Even the little crabs that I have in here are doing well. The hurdle that I had to get over as far as water changes and learning how to mix the salt and getting the salinity down right. Once I did it a couple times, I got the hang of it. Water changes. There's a few more steps to it when it comes doing water changes versus doing a freshwater water change. Mixing the salt. But I have a pretty good system down pat, and it's been working out. So far, so good. What else can I say? The lighting, haven't had any issues there. Haven't had any issues with filtration. I've seen some comments that there's some concern with the back compartments here and not seeing a lot of water movement or anything like that. And I've had a couple tanks that have these rear compartments or rear sumps or whatever you want to call them, where the filter and everything is housed. And to my knowledge, you don't get a lot of surface movement back here. The surface movement you want out here, where essentially, your fish swim where the majority of protein can build up. You want that surface agitation to kind of neutralize that, and also surface agitation will add oxygen into your water, which as you guys know who keep freshwater fish or planted tanks, it does help your plants, livestock, so on and so forth. But I guess to those who maybe are having some issues, I would kind of maybe look at either increasing the size of the pump that's in here or strength of the pump. I don't know if I said it in my initial setup, but the original pump that's in here I'm not using. I took a pump from a Marineland. I don't know if you guys remember the Marineland 5-gallon porch. I took that pump out. Took the little dial off where you can change the rate of flow. So the pump that's in here, I thought was a little stronger than the pump that came with the tank. So I'm using that. Not to mention, you guys know I'm a fan of adding extra filtration. So there's an internal or submersible filter in there as well. So hopefully that helps. Trust me, I can tell you that the filtration is working back here, because when I do my water changes, like when I clean out the filters, I can see the gunk and build up, that's even caused by a tank this small. So hopefully that little bit of information helps. Actually, while we're doing this, let's go ahead and feed the fish. That'll be cool. I just put a little pinch in there. We'll see what happens with that. What else? As far as feeding, I just grabbed a little, probably maybe a half a pinch of these little micro pellets, which I've given the freshwater fish and people at my local pet store said, you know, they would be fine eating this, and quite frankly, they love this stuff. You even see the crabs going in action here. So that's one thing I like about these clownfish is they're hardy fish. They're active fish, but they're hardy. From my understanding, you know, they're a great beginner fish. What else can I talk about? Let's talk about some more negatives. I don't like, you know, sometimes there's like salt buildup that gets on the outside, I guess with the condensation and evaporation. So I'm constantly having to wipe the outside of the tank down. From what I hear, that's pretty normal with the evaporation and, you know, the movement of the water. What else? Maybe if you guys can send me some more questions, maybe I can kind of, you know, respond to them in the comments. But to put it simple, I'm actually loving this tank. Love the fish. Love the you know, the activity. Love the fact that this is something new and different. And so far, so good. Everything seems to be working out. I don't see myself, you know, in the future adding a whole lot more to this tank. I think a pair of clownfish is perfect for this tank. You know, there's even a couple hiding spots that they go and they'll play around and kind of nip at each other. Not in a real aggressive way, but you know, fish will always like to try and, you know, establish dominance. So I don't see myself adding anything else to this tank. I do see myself maybe in the future getting a bigger tank and trying that out as a saltwater tank. So I don't know if I'm missing anything, guys, but you know, send me a you know, comment or questions. I'll do my best to answer them about this tank. But you know, after about 3 weeks of having fish in there, everything seems to be going as I planned it. You know, there's always bumps in the road. There's always things that can happen. I'll be honest with you, my first water change, I was I was pretty nervous. Like I didn't know if I had the right amount of salt or anything like that. You know, I measured sometimes 2 or 3 times just to make sure I had everything right. But you know, so far so good. So as always, I'll talk to you guys down the road. Leave me some questions or comments, and talk to you guys later. Bye.